Hey guys, this is Rurouni K95 here, and welcome to the 2021 edition of my DVD and Blu-ray Collection Library video series. We'll be doing the categories for movies and anime that gained a cult following, so let's dive right into this today on the Physical Media Video Library series. Welcome back. Okay, there is some movies and the genres, like if it's that are gaining like a cult following, whether it's action, horror, sci-fi, comedy, and as well as mostly of these movies that have like a cult following, and even the ones based on video games that have a cult following. There's also anime movies and OVA that also have receiving a cult following, which is the meaning part of the cult sensation as well. So let's dive into the movie ones we have here. The first one I have is the Ultimate Director's Cut of The Warriors on DVD. This is actually the first time I wanted to get this on DVD back for Christmas back in 2017. Yeah, if you want to pause, feel free to read on the back if you like as well. There's some 4 featurettes on this DVD. It's also available in the DVD Blu-ray combo pack, which it has the original theatrical cut, because the director's cut one only has like the comic book transition. And the next one I have is Reanimator. This is part of the Anchor Bay collection. This is based on the story by H.P. Lovecraft on there. This is another one of those horror movies that have like a cult following on there as well, from what I understand. Yeah, because there's a lot of features on there, especially a lot of extras on the bonus material on the DVD, from what I heard. And this has 2 audio commentaries on there on this DVD. It's probably good for the commentary on there, from what I understand of how this. The next one I have is like a horror comedy movie from the 80s, is The Monster Squad. This is a unofficial fan-made DVD, which wasn't available here yet, but it's also available in the Region 1 DVD set we have here nowadays. But this is the unofficial fan set DVD, which is not available as well. Apparently it's a bootleg as well. And yeah, because the cover on there is like a Region 2 style cover on there, but it's a DVD rip on there, which is ripped straight from Image Entertainment on here. And the next one I have here are some other movies that have gained a cult following. I have is The Goonies, which is another movie directed by Richard Donner, who brought you Superman 2, and as well as the director's cut, the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, and the Lethal Weapon movies, and Lady Hawk, and The Sandlot, because I got this at Barnes & Borders bookstore. Because why not? Because this is one of the best 90s movies that gain a cult following. The Fight Club with Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, which is a David Fincher film, which is another movie that received a cult following as well, from what I understand. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. This is one of those movies that have gaining a cult following on there, from what I understand as well. And the final cut of Blade Runner on Blu-ray, which I have right here, because I got this at Rasputin Music a while back as well, because I wanted to get Blade Runner as well, from what I understand as well. Just so you know, to give you proof for this. The next one I have here, some more I got, is another horror movie that is part of a cult following, which is old thing. I have Silver Bullet, which is based on the novel by Stephen King as Cycle of the Werewolf on here. The Abyss, which is directed by James Cameron, which is a sci-fi movie from 1989, which received a cult following as well. When it comes to any certain movie that is gaining a cult following as well. And I have American Psycho with Christian Bale in this movie, Batman himself in that horror movie, which is another movie that gained a cult following. And Anaconda, which is another snake horror movies that also received a cult following, which this one features Jennifer Lopez, Jon Voight, and Ice Cube and Owen Wilson in that one. Yeah, because I love Ice Cube, because this is actually my first movie that features Ice Cube in it. And I have Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is part of the Classic Monster Collection, which is directed by Jack Arnold, which is one of those Universal Monster Classic movies that also have a cult following as well. as many of the certain movies definitely received a cult following as well. And the next one I have here is Day the Earth Stood Still. This is the original version with Michael Rennie. This is the 2-disc special edition, which is a sci-fi masterpiece movie. Detroit Rock City. This is a cult classic comedy from the 90s, directed by Adam Rifkin. Because I'm a huge fan of Kiss, which is my favorite band in this movie. Allegro non troppo, which is an Italian take on Fantasia from legendary Bruno Bazzetto, who is an Italian director, which is also received a cult following. Heavy Metal. This is the first time. This is a cult classic movie that I had to get on Blu-ray, because if you like watching these movies from the 80s, get Heavy Metal, because it's a classic. Because this movie did receive a cult following classic when it was released at midnight theaters, kind of like how they did with the Rocky Horror Picture Show as well. I mean, forget Heavy Metal 2000, but Heavy Metal is definitely the most definitive classic from the 80s. And I need to get Rock and Rule. That's another one I need to get at some point. I have The Iron Giant. This is a cult classic movie from Warner Brothers, directed by Brad Bird, who brought you The Incredibles and The Incredibles 2. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which I've shown you before in the previous videos I have here. And I have Pink Floyd The Wall, which is another movie, because I'm a huge fan of Pink Floyd, because this DVD comes with a poster. This movie does have a cult following on there. The Labyrinth with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. This is a classic movie, because it's directed by Jim Henson on there, from what I know as well, in case you're wondering. Just put some movies right there on the top. And next I have a couple editions of The Last Unicorn. I have is the 25th anniversary edition from Lionsgate Home Entertainment, and the Enchanted edition on DVD and Blu-ray combo from Shout Factory, which comes with a DVD on here. I did a video, DVD Blu-ray comparison on this a while back as well. And next I have is Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. This is a classic movie that also received a cult following, which it became a cult classic, with Universal monsters and comedy legends like Bud Abbott and Lou Costello in that one. And I have The Road Warrior. This is directed by George Miller. This is a cult classic movie, which brought you the Mad Max movies. And I have The Matrix with Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne. This is a great sci-fi movie. Also received a cult classic. Mortal Kombat. This is actually my favorite video game movie. Also received a cult following as well. And I have is Shaun of the Dead. This is my favorite horror comedy movie with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, who are also in Hot Fuzz. Shaun of the Dead is also considered to be a cult classic. Right next to what's that other movie? Mallrats and Clerks 1 and 2 as well. The next one I have is Dog Soldiers with Sean Pertwee and Kevin McKidd. This is a werewolf cult movie. You know, it's like Predator and Platoons, but with werewolves, which is a cult classic. Night of the Living Dead, which is the original, directed by George A. Romero, who brought you the original Dawn of the Dead from 1978. Also received a cult following. Napoleon Dynamite, directed by Jared Hess, who brought you Nacho Libre with John Heder in this movie, because Napoleon Dynamite's a classic movie, which also received a cult following. And Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube. This is a good movie on there. It's been a while since I've seen Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube in that movie, because I love that movie. And also some more I have here. What I was going to show you I have is Serenity and Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Well, Serenity is a DVD Blu-ray combo pack release. The Shining I have is on Blu-ray because I got it at Half Price Books, because The Shining is a cult classic. It's what Stanley Kubrick had a lot to do with as well. And I also have a couple of Quentin Tarantino movies. I have our Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, because these were released between 2003 and 2004, from what I remembered. And the last one I have is for the cult following movies. I have is Space Jam, because I have here on DVD, which I've shown you before in the previous videos. Apparently this did got a Blu-ray release, and also it's getting a 4K Ultra HD release from what I heard as well. Finally, to the anime that has a cult following, I have a couple editions of Akira. I have the old edition of Akira on VHS, and the new edition of Akira on VHS DVD Blu-ray combo from Funimation, which has 2 English dubs from Streamline Pictures, and the other with the English dub from Geneon Entertainment on here, from what I understand as well. And the next one I have here is some more cult classic movies on here. I have Fist of the North Star, the movie, which is also based on the manga, which is basically a retelling version of the Fist of the North Star TV series as well, because this is actually my favorite. It's directed by the guy who brought you the original Vampire Hunter D. Ghost in the Shell, directed by Mamoru Oshii, also received a cult following, because Ghost in the Shell always brings a lot to me as well. Because Ghost in the Shell is also based on the manga by Masamune Shiro as well. And I have Kite, which is an OVA, because I have the Anime Works version on DVD, which I've shown you before in the previous videos on here. Did an anime review on that, because that OVA has receiving a cult following as well. And also another cult sensation anime movie that has a cult following I have here. I have a couple editions of Urusei Yatsura Beautiful Dreamer I have right here. I have is the old edition of Urusei Yatsura Beautiful Dreamer from Central Park Media on VHS, which is released by US Manga Corp instead of Animego. And the Discotheque Media release of Urusei Yatsura Beautiful Dreamer that I got on Blu-ray at Fanimecon for like 25 bucks on here, because you can't go wrong with Mamoru Oshii. And the last 2 I have here, are these 2 I was going to show you that also received a cult following. I have Vampire Hunter D and Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is these 2 movies also received a cult following on there. Yeah, Vampire Hunter D I have is on VHS, which has the English dub from Streamline Pictures, but I got it on Blu-ray that I ordered from Amazon as well. Bloodlust is the great as well, because I like Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, however, because it also received a cult following, which for a cult sensation for an anime movie. And that's all I have, what I got for today. So that's going to be it for today, for the physical media video library series for you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this one. Even though I have another physical media video library series video coming up, because even though I have some categories in movies, in the genre categories, whether it's action, fantasy, sci-fi, horror, comedy, in the movie, these types of movies have gained a cult following as well. But there's some anime that has also receiving a cult following as well. Not only that, but I forgot to mention as well, I guess. There's another I want to get called the Rocky Horror Picture Show, because it's available on Blu-ray, but probably for the most part at one point, I guess. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media. Smack the like button if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel. If you're new to my channel, smack the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified as well. And that's all I got to say, because I will always make some videos that were made possibly with the physical media video library series, because I always get these kinds of ideas. That's why. But that's just how it is. That didn't take very long, because this is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Hope you have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos.